When the whole world was dragged into World War III, brave men like my father fought on the front lines. And they weren't alone. That was 20 years ago. Now it's up to us to carry on their legacy. And every so often, the earth from which we come gives way for something new, something greater to be born. And with them, even greater threats to face. Phenomenova. For you, Dad. For you. I just want it to be like the Crusader Corps. Like my father. I thought with my new powers I could be. But I failed. I let everyone down. I got people hurt. I just wanted to make the world a better place. And instead I made things worse. But now I have the chance to make things right with the help of one of the Crusader Corps. The Phoenix Senshi. And I will. I have to. Whatever it takes. I will find that spark again.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
Someone says, what's the future? Vaughn Coleman.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. What's going on, guys? We are back again. Project Analysis has we already launched issue 6, and it looks like we got another one in the works, which is exciting. We have a one-shot. Doug 209, how you doing? What's going on, Sergeant Garatina? Without further ado, let's just bring him on. Paul Thayer, creator of Project Analysis, and now Voltage and Imperium. How's it going, man?
It's going great. The second ever one shot to grace the Project Analysis stage in my 11th Kickstarter. I'm back.
Did you ever leave?
No, I never left. And this is a 28-page full color comic book. All the interior art's done. The only thing we have to do is lettering, like always. So we have a nice, easy goal. We're launching this shit. If you liked Voltage and Imperium in Volume 2, this is how they get to where they are in Volume 2. So this is like a big origin story, full story, and you get both the origins of these characters.
Yeah, so you haven't, we're about to like turn it to launch on air, right?
Yeah, I didn't do it yet.
All right, ready? Do we want to say anything beforehand? While you're on Kickstarter, by the way, real quick, make sure that you guys are signed up for Phenomenova issue 3. Make sure you're on my email list. Links are already in chat for that, because this is Phenomenova. Finally, the title team is showing up. It only took a few issues, but they're here. I'm expanding with every single issue. My world. I wanted to start hyper focus and.
Oh, we're back to 48 pages.
This is good. Yeah. Well, this one is going to be 43.
Okay.
So it was 65. This is issue 1. This is 43, 24, and then it's going to be like 24 to 28 will be our standard. I might make issue 8 a little longer. It's the end of the story.
Why not break it up into 2 issues?
I might.
Yeah. More books on the stage.
Yeah, I might do that. But I just yeah. All right. Anyway, you ready?
3, 2, drum roll. It's loading. Congratulations, your project's live. I didn't make a video, so we're just gonna shoot the shit. So the main thing is anyone that backs on day 1, I'm giving away 20 of our exclusive copies that we have an exclusive voltage cover that's only going to be limited to 50 copies, and 20 of them are going to be given to day 1 backers. Otherwise, the other 26 are going to be up for sale for $25 each. But if you want to be a day 1 backer and get an exclusive book that I'm never going to reprint again, and we did a crazy poll. It got like 13K views with hundreds of comments, and everyone was really down the middle of like, you should put the logo on top, you should put the logo on bottom. So fuck it, we're doing both, and one of them's an exclusive. So yeah. And then Samuel Marquise did that variant. And then our main cover A is always by the guy who does our interior art. So Joe, I met Joe at Terrificon a couple years back, and I loved his artwork. And I thought he drew I think the main thing I loved the way he drew like the Batman animated series he was drawing. And I was like, oh my God, let's do something. So like a couple years ago, we made this book. Took a while to get made, and then I just been sitting on it waiting for the best opportunity to launch it, because I really wanted to be the 11th one, because the 10th of course needed to be Project Analysis episode 6. And then now we have this, same as always, $5 digital, $10 single, tons of catch-up tiers. I have tiers that give you all the appearances of Voltage and Imperium 2, so if you just want to dive in with these guys, you can. But we're building out the universe, and this is our second one shot. A light. Like, there's definitely some action in there. There's definitely some blood, but it's definitely more lighthearted, because these characters, if you saw them in Volume 2, they are not killers. These guys are heroes. You know, they have powers, and they're trying to make the world a better place. And of course, if you never read Volume 2, there's things that happen that are crazy. So you're going to see how these characters were prior to these events, because you know, it's just showing you the wide range of characters that we're going to have in this world that are still in this no multiverse, no do-overs layout.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff. I like it. So wait, you said something, what's specific for day 1 backers?
So you get that exclusive 1 in 50 variant. 20 of them will be given away to day 1 backers. So
okay, so you can,
anyone that backs on day 1 is going to have the opportunity to get these books. And
and then otherwise people who don't back it can buy it here.
Yeah, they're $25, and I have 6 in add-ons and 20 for you to buy as a regular print if you want to get those too. But otherwise, yeah, I just thought of something different. I want to try some new stuff. So
if I buy, like, let's say cover A, I'll get one of these 50 with it for free.
It's at random. So if only 20 people back day 1, yes, every single one of the physical backers will get that book. And of course, you have to back physical, of course, because I'm not shipping digital to not regular books. But back physical, you can get it, and of course it's at random, but we're ready, man. You know.
All right, sounds good. You getting a thumbs up?
Yeah, I got you, of course, dude.
All right, yeah. All right.
Um,
Cool. You may or hang on. I have to back it now. That's it. All right. I have to open a second tab, so don't
because it's
dox
like
myself.
I'm trying to have a lot of fun with it. We're trying different things. Because I
By
usually
the way-
never reprint the exclusives, and that's why I was really making an emphasis on our last campaign. But even like 100 copies, like I don't even feel like printing 100 copies. So we're doing 50. You know, we're gonna see how 50 goes. I might even do one in the future where we do like 20 of something. You know, it's just like I want to give people an incentive for backing day one, and then and then they're also cool exclusives, and then you're also getting a great story. So even if you just want the cover A, just get the cover A, and you're gonna get this amazing story about Voltage and Imperium. So the main concept of the story is the story follows Clay Hughes, a retired veteran who was given a second chance at life with a deed to a foster home. The first child dropped at his door isn't just an ordinary child, but it's an enhanced. A baby left for dead with electrical powers. A tall ask for anyone, but these two formed a bond that will last forever. And we follow them through their life, leading them into our main ongoing series, Project Analysis, and a 28-page origin story. This is for people that like Spider-Man, Teen Titans, the Justice League animated series. It's a different type of blend of what we're doing. Of course, we still got the explosive action, but this is really going to be a big story-driven book. Because it's really just building to that what this volume 2 is, and I'm excited to do one shots. One shots are easy, they're beginning, middle, and end. You really need no background to pick this up. So if you want to pick it up, just this, you can. If you want to pick up everything else, you can. And everything is pretty self-explanatory. 2 backers up, that means a lot. Thank you guys so much. I gotta retweet this on Twitter.
Yeah, I've been I wrote out a history of my team for Phenomenova so I could that way A, write them better, and B, decide, I could put a one shot for this character maybe here. So I'm considering doing one shot. So I'm curious to see how this goes for you, because I think it's going to go well. And I think people generally like those kinds of stories. What I like is, even if they are self-contained, is this going to be crucial to affecting the narrative of the main line, or is this just
no? There's 2 villains in here that you talk about in the other volumes. There's the Cross Crusaders, and then there's a new special villain that I'm not showing. It just has its own story. It has, if you never picked up this book, would it affect the story? No, but it builds more and makes you like the characters way more. The same way the Crimson Pain one shot shows you how he recruited all these super villains, so this is just another aspect to the story that you could add. And this book really takes place between episodes 3 and 4 towards the end, and it's just building up the world, showing that it's not just Project Analysis here, and Voltage and Imperium, and just on their day-to-day thing. And you're getting the origin of both these characters. The first 10 pages, you're really following Imperium from his life as a teenager, a juvenile youth, all the way to a sergeant in the Americas, all the way to him running this foster home, and you'll see how he gets there. And then then we skip a little bit, and we'll follow them as Joey's 15, 16 years old, traveling, trying to be a hero. It's just a different approach. These guys aren't bloodthirsty guys. They're there to tie the guys up and leave them for the officers. So they're there to not kill. And if you've read episode 5, Voltage, even guys that are trying to kill Voltage, when someone killed one of the guys that Voltage was fighting, Voltage was freaking out that you can't kill people. This is not, and it made a big conflict between Voltage and Hybrid as they first faced off. And it's just giving you that different aspect because, in a perspective land space, everyone has different views, and they have different views than everybody else, but they are going to play a crucial part into volume 3 in volume 4, so nice. It's just good that we're building
their team, their characters that are not part of the main team, but are supplemented and kind of, I love that kind of stuff, man.
Whoa.
Vaucoma for $1.99. Afternoon mentally challenged gaze. Heart.
Thanks. Thanks for
Thank
ruining
you.
the stream, bro.
Yeah, thanks for you could have. Well, actually, thanks for giving that to me instead of the guy launching a campaign. Thank you for giving those $2 to me instead to call me gay.
But
and mentally challenged.
It's a lot of fun. We'll ship these books out in September. I'm really excited for it. Like I said, Joe's an awesome guy, and Joe did everything. He did the lines, inks, and colors. So it's like this is all Joe's work. So this is Joe's first ever interior work on a comic book, and I'm happy I was the person that he got to do that with. Just because, I saw this guy at Terrificon. He's on the fucking grind, and I'm excited to. Yeah. That's the Cross Crusaders. The Cross Crusaders were like originally like a big thing that was supposed to be in Project Analysis Volume 1, and it just got like cut out. So like, and they were already in like Pain Patriot armor. So I was like, let me show you these cult guys that are like crazy. That are just because like these characters, Project Analysis would never face off against. You know what I mean? Like they do face off. You know what I mean? Like they're doing other shit, and of course other shit's going around. And now since that people think heroes exist, there's also chatter about what else is going on. Like there's this Voltage has electrical powers, like that he's there, helping people out. It's clearly not making big headlines because, Crimson Pain's a fucking psychopath, but, like there's still a lot of shit going on. And, Project Analysis is more world, and this is like the city of San Diego, which, is a crucial part in Volume 2. But this is like, just giving you that lay of the land, and I think this scene's sick. Like, it's just like these Cross Crusaders are given these weapons from Crimson Pain Patriots, and they're super powerful, So like that was the whole thing of like where you see them in Volume 2 is like they're trying to stop all these guns from coming into San Diego, and this is why, like Crimson Pain is giving other small militias all this tech to cause anarchy slowly, to just distract the eye from what he's been planning, and everything is like just connecting into one thing. But I always thought too, it's like, like if we would say comparing to MCU, like this is the Avengers or X-Men as Project Analysis, this is more like your Daredevil, your Luke Cage type of scenario, or like,
like more street level.
Yeah, like 100% street level, and they have their own will, and it's going to show them what they truly mean to, be a hero. And I showed that up there, like he's just left at the door, like someone leaves and this kid at the doorstep and he has electrical powers. Will we ever find out who left them? Maybe, but as of now, this book, you would never know who leaves this person at the door. So it's everything is there for a reason, and I'm really excited. And 28 pages is a whole lot of story, really story based, it's really plot based and character driven. And then, we're just giving you that different aspect, trying to improve my writing skills as much as possible, and just trying to build something. And then eventually, when I do another one shot, like 2 more one shots, I can do a one shot trade, like an anthology. So
yeah, I was considering that too, doing like Phenomenova and then having like a bunch of one shots that are like a collect, like maybe a Phenomenova Origins collection or something. I don't know, something like that.
Because this with Crimson Pain, it's like kind of like I would see what I would have to do to like kind of make it like a midway through, because Crimson Pain one shot is disgustingly violent, and then more like happy hero based. So I would have to find someone in the medium to transition those two things.
So was it like difficult for you or was it refreshing to transition, kind of going from the super? Well, this is obviously violent. So
yeah, that's like the most violent page probably in the book. There's probably one more page that's a little intense, but Crimson Pain pulls the spines out of their body and throws them. This blast is like a breath of fresh air. Like it just shows that these guys are merciless, and you'll still see. I may not know, but I'll share my theories. Oh, on what? On what?
I don't know. You were talking about a lot of mysteries.
Yeah, we're going ham. Yeah, there's a lot of things that are playing into part, but Voltage is definitely an Imperium. They are a key part in the world of Project Analysis. And so like originally Project Analysis was 6 books, then it turned to 12, now it's 30. And this kind of some of these scenes were supposed to happen in my second issue, but I just didn't understand story that much, and it's just it would be too much to handle. So like now this is just like their own thing, So I'm excited for people to dive into something new, and it's just I'm one more book. We did episode 6. We'll be shipping those out in July. I'm gonna start lettering that within the next week or so, and then we'll be working on this. So.
Oh yeah, it's cool. This is cool, man. I think everyone's gonna like this, and I'm interested to see where it goes. So, quick constructive thing: you should update Blast past campaigns with your current campaigns.
Yeah, I always do.
Oh, you do? Or I must not have. Maybe I just didn't see it.
No, I didn't do it yet with this one. I just launched it for you.
Okay.
I have a bunch of content.
Yeah, I know. I was just curious. Well, I'm saying for other ones. Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I use it on the old ones, but sometimes they go right into your spam, So like I tried to do it in I think episode 6 we only did 3 updates total, Like I think if you go back to like episode 4, there's like 30, So like it's just trying to find that happy balance. I see someone commented something. Good question.
Where does Paul Thayer find his inspiration? Movies, music, introspection?
I'm a comic book whore, so I pick up books every single week, most of the time. I love movies. Movies is my shit. I like, it's good to revisit stuff. Like I'm happy I just started rewatching season 2 of Mandalorian. I've been really digging some of the Absolute books. I think Absolute Flash is really cool. I've been digging Spawn. But I try to consume as much as possible, even if it's from learning. Like I'm starting to like watch a lot of courses on like guys who write like real world building, books, and like the guy who had the biggest Kickstarter of all time, where he raised like
Brandon Sanderson, right?
Yeah. I've been watching all of his classes, just trying to learn different stuff, like because there's only so much stuff that Todd and Rob Liefeld and all these guys put out, that it's good to also hear other perspectives like Alan Moore and all these other guys, just trying to pick apart, different things. Like I did a lot of the masterclass stuff. Like was Neil Gaiman had a couple good master classes. I watched it all before whatever he was peeing on people or the fuck he was doing. And then, and I loved fucking what is it? American Gods. I thought that show was sick. And so I'm just trying to, anyone that has good storytelling, good art, I'm trying to consume it all. And then even if it's not as good, like I'm going to see why it's not good, and then try to make sure I don't implement any of those things. Grant Morrison does the magic. He says writing is magic. I was listening to him too. He has a lot of stuff that's on YouTube now because he does those courses. But you can find a lot of it for free. Just constantly trying to reinvent myself. Like realistically, like I honestly rewrote episode 6 again after getting all the final colors, like to make sure the dialogue and everything really fucking works. And before I do my final script, I reread all of Project Analysis, all of Omega 2090, Crimson Paint, everything to make sure everything is linked like in a certain way and it's not repetitive. And if it is repetitive, it's because I'm trying to make sure you really understand the information. And I'm trying to build it out that way. And then, our next thing after this would be episode 7, which would be the conclusion of volume 2. And I'm still debating about the page count on that. Right now it's at 32 pages, but I might bring it back down to 28. But it just depends on how things go. I like 28. 28's a nice number. 28, you really do get that full story.
Oh yeah. No, I like 28. I think that's one of the things I might bump up. I did 24 for issue 2. And then when I was writing 4, I was like, I can't fit. And I'm like, you know what? 28 for issue 4. And I'm like, I kind of like it. Even though I wrote the others to be 24, I'm like, maybe I'll make 28 my standard. I don't know. Those extra 4 pages really do help. But it
Yeah,
depends,
because I
man.
have
Like,
to wrap up a lot of things because I don't want you to wait too long. So I really want to make sure like the conclusion of volume 2 really like all the plot buildup from all these episodes, like I would say 90% of it gets fulfilled in this issue, you know? So like, just so like the main thing is like, okay, the next thing of course is like, who are these new villains and when are they going to fight Crimson Pain again? You know, spoiler alert, they get fucking body whopped by Crimson Pain, but you know, we'll see what happens, you know? And then we still find out the aftermath of, you know, heroes die or they don't die and who we're killing off next. But this is a very different approach. And I just wanted to show my range too, you know, like I'm also thinking about another one shot to just be something like completely different, but still in project analysis, you know, just like to just try to test the waters, you know, just to show like, hey, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this, and still keep it in the same world because Spider-Man's not the X-Men and, you know, Green Lantern isn't, you know, Wildcat, you know, so it's like, you know, you just want to mix it up and I'm trying to do as much as that as possible. My YouTube's been picking up. We're at 1,438 subs.
Nice.
Yeah, the YouTube shorts have been killing it.
Dude, wow, because I've been on YouTube for now like 11 years and I'm at like 1,600. I don't know. Like sometimes my shorts do really well. I think uploading 2 back-to-back was not a good idea. But like they'll do really like get 1,000 for a bit and then they go back down. And then it's
like my one from yesterday is 784, 799. The one from 2 days ago, 1,500, then 500, then 900. You know, mostly, but they mostly stay around 1,000. You know, so and I've been seeing people like even 1 or 2 sales trickling in from YouTube, and I'm also doing the TikTok, and I'm doing everything, man. You know, your boy's on the fucking grind, and this is my 11th book, so you know, hopefully releasing at least 2 more books this year. Whoa, 230. Look at that.
Nice.
Look at that. Oh yeah, I gotta tweet out that we're live.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, all the world of project analysis, you know.
Let's see if we could hit this goal. We're a decent portion of the way there already. Let's see. Can we get there in day 1?
Yeah, I understand, and that's why I didn't put it at 3,000. It is a different book, so I did put it at 1,500. Easy goal. You know, we did 2,000 in like 4 hours for project analysis, but that's the baby. You know, that's the big child. You know, live on Kickstarter back today.
So wait, is this is 6 is still being wrapped up, right?
Yeah, I'm about to finish it.
Are you allowed to do more than one project at a time on Kickstarter?
They let me.
But you have to fulfill a certain amount, right?
Yeah. Like now, like so at least with Kickstarter prior, you were only allowed to have 1 pre-launch page. They let me do whatever I want now. But they seen that I fulfilled 11 fucking things, you know? Like I email them because originally, and that's why we have the episode 7 pre-launch. Originally, like I had to wait for that until this campaign was over, and I have both pre-launches like building up, and I really want to build up 7. Like we didn't even do 1 interior page yet. We're just designing characters, and I'm really gonna take my time on 7 because I don't know what we're gonna do after it. I'm happy to have 2 trades, but I really feel like the next step is to finish Omega after. So like we might episode 7 will be so fucking fulfilling. And it does end season 1, you know, so like it does have the ending of what we need for a story. And
so like volume, because I'm thinking of doing. I know you said you switched to a volume early on because of printing costs, right? Because like I might either do that, but I might not even call it volume 1. I might just have issues 1 through whatever, and then like when it actually has the story, I'll give it the full treatment. It'll be trade price. But I might just like stack the issues together and call it like just.
Well, but if you like volume 1, you know, it ends. You know, it's the ending. You know, it's the ending. They beat the supervillain, hoorah! But you get,
that's true.
You know, the steps in, and the same with volume 2. Like if you picked up volume 2, there's a beginning, there's a middle, and there's an end. And then when you'll have them both together, you're like, okay, now from here, it's a beginning, a middle, and end. You know, I'm trying to make sure I do it with every issue. or at least in two issues, and then the whole volume is an ending. Like I don't. The only thing I want you to think is like, okay, like what's on the horizon, and on the horizon is I'm building up to this massive fucking war. It's not. It will no longer be a team book. It'll be a massive fucking war. And that's why I did a one shot like this, because there's no going back after what we do in 7. So
that's exciting.
Yeah. So it's like it's good to fill in too. And I do have time jumps a lot, like even in this book, it's like you get the kid as a baby and now he's 15, like I leave room for if I do want to plug shit in later on, but I'm just giving you the real nuggets. No filler. I hate reading, 10 issues of a fucking comic and it's still the fucking weekend of the same issue. Like let's move the story forward, because we're trying.
Yeah. I mean, I'm getting better at cutting out the fluff when I write. Like I look at older script, I'm like, this is 10 pages of friends hanging out at school. Holy God. I remember like one of my earlier scripts, it was like 40 pages to get to him getting struck by lightning. And it was like, there was like a whole sequence of him playing laser tag with his friends.
Yeah, you can't do
and I
that.
overthought like he uses these tactical things. And my friends are like, what do you do? Like, what is this? What's the story about? And I was like, well, it's about this. It was like, then why are you writing about laser tag? And I was like,
yeah, like in Project Analysis, at least you'll get like a page or 2 pages of some guys in conversation, and then it's right to the juice, because especially with the books being so far apart, at least now mine aren't as far apart, but 4 books a year, so, but I think 7 will really wrap everything up. Same way this one shot gives you a lot of the juice. And I think also the model is to like every volume I do, I should release a one shot, at least one more extra book. So like once probably we finish Omega 2093 and 4, we'll do another one shot. But I don't know. Samuel wants me to do a hybrid one shot really bad. I just can't. Like I can't figure out what I want to do, And then I'm also leaning towards like I would really want to do. What's up, bro? I kind of need that female lead book, in the sense of like a Hellsate or maybe a new character, just because like my audience, a wide percentage of them, women do buy my books, especially at conventions, so it's like, there's Valerie Vega, there's Hellsate, there's Banshee, but not too many people taking charge, so like if I gave like the same way we're doing this with Voltage and Imperium, like if I have Hellsate do something cool, but it wouldn't be an origin for Hellsate because Hellsate's origin is in Omega 2090, but it would be like something cool, and I don't want it to be wasteful, and I don't just want to make another villain just to fucking kill another villain, it has to be like have value. So I'm still deciding what it would be, or maybe it might be perspective from civilians. Like I was just thinking of different shit, like just to like tell a different story in a different way. And I really like what they did in Invincible, like that guy with the shock powers, and was like the people died and his family, and he just wanted to like redeem them, and you follow him for like a fucking thing. I think that's really cool, but it built towards the story. So
absolutely. Yeah, that I liked. I thought he was too whiny in the show, though. Like in the comic, it was a 24-page issue, and I felt it was paced better. I think the whining went on too long in the show. I just like I think Aaron Paul, what happens, they watched episodes of Breaking Bad where he cries, and it's like, let's just make him do that the whole time. That was really impactful, but it was impactful in Breaking Bad because he wasn't always crying. So when he did cry, it was like, oh man, but like every line of dialogue, he's fucking crying. And I just thought it was like a cool idea, but I just think they like didn't realize that like less is more. I don't know. I've been reading the Invincible comics, by the way. I was marathoning them and then I stopped.
Yeah, I haven't. I'm not even up to where they're at in the season.
I
have the
passed
first
where they're
4
at.
Ultimate editions, and I just read those. I think that's at issue like 52.
Oh, you're close. And I'm at 68 is where I'm at.
I'm waiting because like I don't want to see what happens with Conquest breaking out. I want to see that in the show because the show is fucking amp. Yeah. I see someone again commented, put that up. Paul question.
Oh, there we go.
Paul, Did you get any feedback from females that buy your books? What they like about it? It's usually the same thing. They just love that it has a beginning, middle, and end. You know, there's no multiverse or do-overs. That really gets a lot of people. At least knowing that the story's linear. And then, you know, they do like the designs. And I feel like that's why for episode 7, Hellsate's the main cover. Like, she's a fucking badass. We did do a variant where she had a cover, and we sold the shit out of those. And I wish I didn't say I was going to only print so many. And then, but I did, you know. And then I definitely think, and a lot of people like Banshee too. Like, Banshee, you know, is growing into a bigger threat. And I think she's really fucking cool that she has like the mechanical cyberneticness to her now after she thought it was a waste, but she's embracing it because she was weaker than Hellsate and Hybrid. And, you know, ripping Hellsate's arm off was pretty fucking cool. But yeah, it seems like they do like, and they, you know, I feel like it's never like, oh, where are the females? You know, it's, or like, where are the males, or where are these people? They just see that there's a group of characters, and, you know, they really dive into it. Like, even with like, it's never about that. Like, I love that people like think Crimson Pain's an alien, and then they realize he's a human, and they're like, oh, he's a human. And then
I like when
oh,
people assume stuff too. They're like, oh, this, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, like, I like seeing that people are happy that, you know, he's black, you know, but like it's never about that, you know. It's just about like he's that character, and I never did it as a selling point. Like, I do have tons of people that would be like, oh my god, that's so awesome that he's like that. I'm like, I'm glad that you like it like that, but it's never, I never want something to be like, oh, I did that because of that. It's just, that's who he is. Like, it's just always who he was meant to be, you know. And you know, we really find out Crimson Pain's origin in episode 6, and it's beyond fucked. You know, it's so beyond fucked. And maybe we're gonna, a lot of people do like Crimson Pain for some reason, like more than everybody else. And
I had a similar thing with Dark Cloud was in 2 pages of issue 1. Everyone's favorite character.
Yeah, I think I'm giving people more of a reason to root for Crimson Pain with episode 6, but at the same time, too. Project Analysis, they are good guys, you know. Well, they're not morally good, but they are the good guys, you know. So it's like, it's good for everyone to see the perspective, because everyone has their views the same way, and I say it all the time, same way, you know, Russia and Ukraine, or the same way, you know, this person hates this person. You know, they both have their reasons why the other person sucks. In the same way why other countries hate us and we think they are assholes, etc. You know, I'm just trying to show that, but like have the line so blurred that you could choose your favorite people, because Project Analysis is a world book. It's not necessarily focusing on a character. So I'm just trying to do what's best for story always. And it's just what I want. Like, when I read books, like, I hate, like, I don't want to shit on this guy's book. But I was really into the series that was coming out, and then like these last 3 issues were just like filler, and it's just like,
respect your audience's time.
$5. Yeah, I don't want it. I don't want it. You know what I mean? Like, and especially that, like, a company that could put 20,000 in a book, and they do, and it still looks like that. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's just crazy to me, you know? So I just want to make sure I never give that to anybody the way I feel when I'm disappointed at something. Like, I really read my books, and I want to like smile through it. Like last Spawn issue I read, I was smiling in the first 4 pages. Like, I want that.
Yeah.
My books.
Yeah, no, that's the word. When you read an issue and you're like, all right, there was a deadline. They needed to fill a gap. What are we doing here? Like, I hate that. I hate that.
Yeah, I don't need 20 pages of mystery buildup. You know, I need, just show me what it is. I could go watch Thanos and Hulk on rewind fighting over and over again. Give me something good, you know?
And this is where, so I've been reading a lot of like H.P. Lovecraft's work, like mostly audiobook, which is why I've been able to get through it so fast. But like, man, I like the guy a lot, but there are times he just drones on. And I'm like, what? Like, it'll be like he walks into, and this is the thing with novels, but he'll walk into this room or this, and he'll talk for like forever about the architecture, and like and the story loses its momentum. Like that, sometimes it's good to have a moment to stop. I think it's crucial. Like, if you're always moving forward, you might be like, what? I don't really care. But yeah, I mean, like, I do think one of the reasons why Crimson Pain is your most popular, I think, because your team is always together, so they don't really have a lot of solo time for any of them. But like when Crimson Pain is there, he's dominating the scenes, and I think that's like, I personally care about Crimson Pain the most.
Gorilla Mar, pin that. Pain is a great villain. I'm likened him to Magneto. Has issues with things that may be justified, but handles in a psychotic way. Yeah, he's psychotic. Like, you'll see him in 6 and be like, oh, this guy's a human, and then in episode 7, I'll gladly spoil it. The first panel, he's gonna be sitting on a throne of skulls of people that he fucking murdered. Like, he's just a different.
Yeah.
Like, if I saw him, I would shit myself. You know what I mean? Like, if I was like thrown, I'm like, I have to look at that fucker. I'd be like, I'd literally be dying. And I want everyone to have that. And people are gonna change. Even in volume 1, Omega finds out that they're hunting this guy Rifter, and Rifter was in Project Analysis. We're gonna fulfill that in 6 and 7. You're gonna figure out that secret. We're diving into that. And I really want everything fulfilled. And I'm really happy to get these books out. I'm really excited for 6. I think 6 is gonna be fucking awesome. And a lot of creators like it too. Like, I was showing Jim Shooter my stuff. He said he didn't remember too much of it, but he said he liked it. And then he told me he's going to give me a real analytic review next time I see him. But I appreciate when people give me, feedback. I'm just curious too on like different perspectives, because someone like that knows their shit.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still at the same point of like trying to get to those new readers. And I feel like C2E2. I met a lot of young readers, and I got a lot of young readers involved, and I'm trying to do that to just build them too. Because a lot of
young people are tough to get.
I had 20 people that told me they have never bought a comic book or haven't bought a comic book in 20 years, and they bought my book, and then they told me they liked it, or if I forced you at a convention, not forced, but pitched you and you bought it, and then I see that in 3 days you ordered everything off my website, like, I know I did the right thing. And yeah, everything's of course always on our website, but of course back on Kickstarter, and you can get episode 6 on here. There's tons of add-ons. Let's go through the tiers.
Let's go through them.
Refresh it, because I made it so you could pin the side if you just hit the refresh. Yeah, so then when you side, it says covers and all that shit. So yeah, that's the cover A. That was the first piece of art Joe ever did for me. I gave him the Imperium and Voltage when we designed them, and he killed it with this. This was like my favorite piece of art he did, and I was like, it's definitely the cover. And Pete Carlson, my letterer, made the logo. He aces it on the first try. I sent him like a bunch of fonts. I'm like, I need it like this. And then he just makes it fucking cooler.
Yeah.
And, it's always good to have that perspective. And Pete loves being involved. Like, he literally emailed me today. He's like, if you ever want to just send me the layouts, and like, if you want me to, like, you want to talk about it. Like, I'm happy everyone wants to be a part of every step, and I'm okay with that, and it's good to just have that support. Because Pete knows his shit, and he does a lot of shit for everyone.
All right. And then we got the story right here. So it looks like he's kind of born with his powers.
Yes. So this is a character that is born with these powers and left at this foster home's door, and Clay picks him up, and then we're going to follow their journey. And this is on like page 10. So you're going to get Imperium's origin too. And you're going to see how he has one arm and shit. Like shit like that. Like, I just think of like little cool things. And then the covers, if you scroll down a little bit, that's our cover A, Stellar, always by the interior artist. Our cover B is by Project Analysis interior artist Samuel Marquise. We thought about the board, and I was like, he has a board that he can like flick out, awesome, and it can like go, but he uses it really for school because Imperium makes all this tech for him. And Samuel just killed with his cover. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, it's great. My only thing was that I didn't see Imperium on here, but it still looks. It's an awesome cover.
Yeah. I'm biased. I like Voltage more, and
So Voltage. So he has a board and lightning powers.
yeah,
that
he
hovers
uses it with
on.
his electricity, but he mostly scales buildings with his electric. But I
Static
just
shock.
like Samuel's approach to the board. I was like, it's locked. Like when he sent me the layout for this, I was like, just do whatever you have to fucking do, and I'll make it work.
Have you,
But,
have
like,
you
after
by
getting
chance
this
heard
cover-
of Static Shock?
I think he doesn't he do it on like a frisbee,
Yeah, he does it on Frisbee, so you're safe.
and then this is a little different because he uses it on his day to day. Like the board is like a technology that like someone could afford if they had money, but of course he's amplifying with his electric powers. But like if you had the board, like I think I do show it in the interior pages, like it flicks out from like a USB device kind of, and it expands into this big thing. So it's like kids could have it walk, like you would see kids on the street with a lesser down version of this with the technology, like Back to the Future.
All right.
Scroll down, 150 exclusive.
There you are.
Yeah. So limited 50 copies, all day one physical backers. 20 of you will be given this cover for free. And I'll be dropping it in your thing with a mystery. Like you'll just be getting it and you'll see that you have this exclusive. It's going to be a 1 of 50. And we're not printing these again, but it was just so popping on Twitter that we're doing both covers. And then
I said the bottom one I liked more. So
see the interior pages, like you see it like flicking out and it's expanding. And like that's him like going out of school to the orphanage where he lives. And he's the only kid at the orphanage, clearly because he was an enhanced. Clay had to just work with him. Because enhanced really weren't a big thing, like of course there was the Guild of Titans before they died, but it was more of a like the enhanced were still a different type of species in a way, it's like still a cliche, if you're not involved. So clearly Clay was really protective over him, and now this kid wants to be a hero. But yeah, that would be the board he rides.
All right, cool.
And then it's Imperium working on his arm that we have that's massive. And then it'll be them going to fight the Cross Crusaders, because the Cross Crusaders are evil cultists, and they think they're doing God's work, but they're just robbing a bank and just killing people.
So is this their first outing or no?
Technically, this would be one of their first appearances. They did not look like this in episode 2, but they talk about working with the Cross Crusaders, the guns coming in, and they're led by this character named Mercer, who funds this faction, and Mercer is going to debut in episode 7. And he's going to be this juggernaut fucking character, and it's I'm just making real problems for Omega. Omega's going to have a rough time.
Oh yeah.
So, and we'll see, and we'll see how these characters will end up living in Project Nemesis, like, because the truth is, if you don't kill, you die. So we'll see what happens.
There we go.
Rewards.
Yeah, let's do that. Rewards. Let's get right down here.
$5 digital, $10 single. Then we got cover B, $10. And then you can get both covers for $20. The exclusive for $25. You can also add that on as well. We have 6 available for add-on. And then if you want all Voltage and Imperium, we have all 4 books. So you would get the Voltage and Imperium one shot. You get episode 4, 5, and 6, because they actually are in episode 6 too. And you will see their whole arc kind of with these 4 issues.
Nice. So what would you say is
books,
the reading order you recommend? Imperium before?
Yeah,
episode 4?
exactly like that. I do it exactly like that.
Okay,
Just
so
you
if you're
get
new here, yeah, that's what you should do. Get the trade episode, then Imperium. Yeah. All right. So I was just wondering.
Yeah, this is just like if you don't want to get everything, you just want to at least get something. You get 4 $10 books, and you get, you know, all the juice that we got so far with these characters. And these are all the books that Voltage and Imperium are in. So if you just want to follow them, you can. 11 books digital, $45. You get a whole catalog. You get 0, 1, 2, 3. You scroll down a little bit.
Yep. Let's see right here.
Yeah, 11 you get 11 books. All digital. And then if you want it in physical, you could do that as well. And you can get all the 2 covers. And then anything with choose your cover, of course, you can't choose the limited cover. But I make sure I disclose that.
Let's see. Yeah, the limited choose your cover. Wait, where was that?
If you did like the all 4 books, like you wouldn't be able to you wouldn't be able to add that in. I just made to put that as a disclaimer, like just so people don't kill me. But like, yeah, it's a $25 book, you know, and it's really about the incentive for my day one backers, my day one homies that are here.
And it says 20 go out randomly.
Yeah, you guys deserve. And of course, if we only get 20 physical backers on day one, you guys are all going to get one. And who the fuck knows? If this beats 2,500, I'm pretty sure 2,500 is what Crimson Pain one shot did, and that was like 2 years ago. So if we could beat that, that's awesome, you know. But of course, $4,000's lit. But anything over 2,000 is really doable, and I'm really just trying to build this bitch up. And you can add on a bunch of different stuff, but you know, easy tiers, easy way to get in. You know, hopefully we fund on day one, $1,500. It's nothing. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your mother, tell your father. Get them here. Get them on Imperium and Voltage and Imperium. And yeah, I did think about, you know, doing another cover that was just Imperium, but I was just like, nah, I'm good. You know, so it was just like 3 covers. I like doing the third one as an exclusive. And we're probably going to do something similar for episode 7. Depending on how these things go, because I'm also testing some things out here if people really just want the limited shit, and maybe we'll do some. I was thinking about a gold foil for episode 7, with only like 52 available for the new 52, because I am a new 52 whore, and it is the best, man. Because honestly, looking at Absolute Batman and comparing it to the new 52 Batman, the new 52 Batman is still better.
Gotcha. I still need to read that. The Symmetry. Morrison and Elsa are the ones that have created new ones, but that was like 15 years ago.
New ones of what? Like videos, learning?
Comics? Characters, maybe he's saying? Shit. Oh, wait. But doing super comics, all the powers have been invented. Oh, he's saying like, yeah. Oh, wait, this is a question I've been waiting to ask. Voltage versus Galvanite. Who wins?
If you read episode 5, Voltage is good at fighting, but anyone that's like really like hybrid has no real superpowers and uses a gun. He only can heal himself, and he beats the shit out of both of them. So
yeah, exactly. No, Galvanite.
You know what I mean? So I would say
Galvanite is not great at fighting either. We have 2 like teenage young characters that aren't great at fighting.
I would say Voltage is at level 2 of what he's gonna be. He's a character that's definitely gonna grow.
Same with Galvanite. Okay, cool.
But so I would say
as of right now, issues where you're at with Voltage, Imperium one shot / Project Analysis, and where I'm at 2 issues into Phenomenova.
I don't think Voltage is very new, so I would say Voltage. If your character you think is more experienced,
got his powers like a couple days ago.
So this kid had his power since he was since he was born, you know, and he's been training, but he's not. Well, your character isn't either like a douchebag that wants to kill everyone, so it would be a good fight. You know, but he does have the muscle with him. There's a reason why Imperium is with him, you know.
Right. Take out Imperium, just Voltage versus Galvanite.
No.
All right, let's put it to the chat.
Yeah, put it to the chat. We'll decide there. But I would gladly give you this one. I'd gladly give you this one. Because he's like I, you know, if I had powers, I'd beat his ass. You know, if I had powers, I'd get murked from Crimson
Yeah,
Pain,
I mean,
what
look, here's
So-
the thing. Both of them are characters like Miles, like Galvanite is by the end of the first story arc, I've decided like he's going to have his costume.
Yeah, this is his costume.
Like right now he's supposed to
Maybe
train in
one
uniform.
day if he joins Project Analysis, maybe his outfit might change. Who knows? But he's well, you'll see how he does in this book. He doesn't have the upper hand too many times. He's definitely like the beginning ages of Spider-Man. That's like the best way to put it. Like it's like he's fresh, and if he really if he faced Crimson Pain right now, it wouldn't even be 2 panels. Crimson Pain would just rip his legs off. You know what I mean? So like, we need to get him there. Well, my guy has red electric. What color electric is yours? Yellow?
Yeah.
Let's
that was the thing. Yes. Let's ask what?
ChatGPT.
Would they even be able to affect each other? Well, that's the thing. Like, so electric. Well, no, ChatGPT doesn't know our characters. So
No, it's
Galvanite.
not about that. I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna say no. But
Two-
Miles can absorb lightning unless your character's lightning is different. But I see that it's not.
Oh, if he can
right
absorb
here,
it, then they're just fighting with hands, and
which is why. And Galvanite has super speed, lightning speed, so he can take that lightning. He can absorb it from. Can voltage absorb lightning?
he can conduct it through walls and shit, but nothing like if there's metal, he can shoot it through all the metal.
But he can't he has to absorb it from somewhere else.
He's so soft right now. He can just conduct it himself.
Oh yeah, no, Galvanite would eviscerate.
Yeah, I don't. He needs. The whole point is it's voltage and Imperium. You know what I mean? Like it's like he's not. Without Imperium, voltage does not live in this world.
Yeah, I mean, see, Galvanite needs people too, but he's like sufficient enough. He has super speed. He can absorb lightning from things around him. He generates lightning with his body.
Like, voltage would have died if Hybrid didn't kill that guy in Volume 2 that was about to shoot him in the back of the head because he was easily distracted. Because he's a kid.
Yeah.
So it's like, so
Galvanite would win.
Yeah, he's not there. This is so beginning for him. Like later down the line, like no spoiler free. Like I definitely think voltage could be.
What is Ellie saying? If Galvanite is alternating current and voltage is direct current, Galva would win at a distance and voltage would win. Let's judge Galva. I don't understand because
he wouldn't. He's not. He's athletic, but it's like. He wouldn't. Speedster beats electricity, Well, unless they're in a metal building, but then if he absorbs electric, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so he could just take anything voltage absorbing and go zip.
Yeah.
I guess they could do like a whole tug of war.
So innocent and soft that's the whole point. He's not. You tell me Omega killing your whole squad, bro. And but these guys, this guy, it's in Hybrid, that's what I'm saying, hand-to-hand combat, I would say he's a 1 out of 10. You know what I mean? He's not there, especially in this book. He's just not there. He's cool, he's friendly, he's your friendly neighborhood voltage. He's so soft. And in a good way. I think everyone's really gonna like what it is. It's such a different. Who would win in a fight? The Patriarch against who? What Crimson Pain does to guys with capes, bro.
Yeah.
Don't bring voltage is losing to everyone that's in the Indieverse, right?
Dude, that's sad, man. Galvanite should be in layup, dude. He gets his ass beat in issue 1, and voltage still can't take him.
A Pain Patriot almost killed him. You know what I mean? So it's in the Pain Patriot's basically my fucking stormtrooper. They're meant to miss. They're meant to just miss their shot.
Right, let's see what other. So that's the most obvious one. So we're in agreement that Galvanite would beat the living shit out of.
I think voltage. Everyone without. That's what I'm saying. He needs Imperium. There's not.
No, I get it. Building weaknesses into characters is good. Estrella in issue 2, she's a formidable opponent, but like you'll see she kind of needs the team sometimes. Like that happens sometimes. You need characters like that. I like that stuff. That's why I like New Mutants. A lot of them are not that self-sufficient with their powers, but they play off of each other.
Like, I definitely think, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, and that's why I wanted to do this too. It's because, like, Omega, and even Omega, like, you see what happened to Omega, spoiler free, like, like, Crimson Pain beats the shit out of him too. And Omega's, like, definitely, like, Goku kind of without the flying, you know? So it's like, it's cool, man. You know, like if they ever want to be Crimson Pain, we're gonna need at least 10 guys, you know. So like at least 10 guys that can fight off a speedster, you know. But like we're not there, and things can always change, you know. Issue 30, they asked if something's supposed to happen, but you know, I already changed a lot, you know. Like the story is definitely very different than what it originally was, and it's for the better. And a lot can always change. You know, there's still characters that I'm debating about killing in episode 10, you know, that might not die, you know, but there's a chance that I do kill some people off just because I want to, you know. But it just all matters. It's all what works for the story. But yeah, he would definitely lose. But like, you know, Project Analysis is the elite of the elite. You know, they take a serum that a 30% survival rate. So you already have to be a fucking savage to just want to even do that. Like just shoot me up with something that's 70% chance going to kill me. And we'll see what happens to Thorn. We'll see what happens to Thorn. Once we you see what happens, and you figure out what happens in episode 6, what happens with Thorn and Lithium. You find out if they're alive or dead in the first 5 pages. And we'll figure that out together, and we'll either mourn or be happy. But it's the same thing that happened with Prince Euro. Like Prince Euro was out for 4 issues because his suit got crushed from Rifter, and I really want the consequences to matter. Like I feel like that's why anime is so fucking cool, is that like their scars are forever, you know? Like Omega's scars that he gets from Crimson Pain will be on his face for the whole fucking series.
Oh,
you know,
cool.
like everything will, like, because you know Crimson Paint does blast, you know, a decent amount of Omega, and he's all scarred up, and it's like I want to keep those scars the same way we keep our scars, unless you're a hybrid who can heal, and he's the only one that can heal. Put John Longbox and then Gorilla Moore.
Pretty sure we'll get smoked by Crimson Pain. The guy needs a coordinated team to take him out.
Yeah, and you know, we saw what kind of and it wasn't really coordinated. Like Omega's ego got in the way because he thought he's fucking big dick swinging motherfucker who kills everyone. Yeah, that last fight got me a bit worried. Me too, you know. And trust me, Samuel's favorite character is Thorn, and me and Samuel went back and forth for a decent amount of time on what happens in 6. But it's you'll see. Hopefully it ends well, but there's always going to be more characters. And
wow, really being subtle here, Paul.
What?
Really being subtle here.
Yeah. We'll see. There's it's all, everything will work for the story, you know. But I don't want to spoil anything. But I'll keep you thinking. Maybe not. I do love Thorn though. I was a big fan of Baraka, and you know he does have the Baraka swords. You know.
Yeah, was
we'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
My Super Team Meta League, if not taken by surprise, could take out Pain. Yeah, I think the Crusader Corps from Phenomenova, at least, like, we'll see. You know, we don't know who's alive right now, but at least the 6 saw there.
No one. The whole point of Crimson
Golden Gallant could take down Crimson Pain.
No one can kill him. And wait until you see what happens to him in 6, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, this is before he even became a psychopath and what he's able to do." And there's a reason why he's in that armor. You know, like you're gonna know why he's in that armor. So it's like the whole point of the armor is that, yes, of course, if he didn't have the armor on, I bet you 6 guys would kick the Project Analysis would probably kick the shit out of him. But he's not. and he never will get out of that armor. You know what I mean? Because he's not stupid. Probably pees in the thing. You know, pees and it just comes out through the back. He shits in there too. Probably cleans him, gives him a shower. Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see. Listening on the subway. What up? Yeah, I don't like. Of course, like I would say the real Superman. You know, because Superman's the GOAT. But like, you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I made Odysseus on purpose to just squash that theory right away.
Yeah, Golden Gallant would beat him though.
No, dude.
Yes.
Wait until you see this next issue. That's all I'm saying. It's so crazy. And then 7 is like you're gonna see like because I want you to like feel 6, like, oh, Crimson Pain. And then 7, you're just like, wow, this is the scariest dude. Like, I want him like, what is it, Saruman? Like the dude from Lord of the Rings, like so fucking scary. You know?
Sauron or Saruman?
Sauron, right? Is that the scary dude?
Wait, who are you? Which scary dude? Who are you talking? Because Sauron is the eye.
Fucking Spike, motherfucker.
Yeah, it was Sauron. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, but there's no time travel. There's none of that shit. Maybe people could see the future, but the future is the future, right? Fate is fate. You know, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen regardless. So if I do make a character that sees the future, that is the future.
Nice.
You know, so I want to do shit like that, you know, like just different shit, you know, but I don't know. I'm trying to like we're going to try to find the whole point is like, they need to figure out how to kill Crimson Pain, you know? So like, and as of now, there's 0 ways to kill Crimson Pain. So, and he has an army now, you know? So it's not even like you have to just fight him. You know, you have to fight everyone. And technically the Guild of Titans is the Justice League in a sense, you know, quote unquote. Like that they would be the same type of thing. So for him to kick their ass, you know, and he had an easy time with him except for Odysseus. And even Gaia was the she was basically over 100 years old, restores herself in the water. She's fucking Poseidon on steroids, and you saw what happened to her in the one shot, you know. So
all right. So there we go. We got 13. We can get past unlucky 13 today. Come on, like 20 at least. But real quick, while we're doing that, if you guys aren't signed up for, obviously you should be on my Rebel Oasis mailing list. If you're still subscribed to me and you're not on that email list, come on, guys.
Who are those? Are those little clouds?
Pardon?
Who are the bad guys? Little clouds?
No, actually. So yeah, I'll talk about it on stream because I made shorts about it. But you know, it's always someone's first time. So these characters, I'll show the full cover art. But that is Army. Army is another member of the Stormbearers. He can clone himself. When my artist came up with that design, it was like I was like, go nuts. Like, here's some ideas, but like, and he came up with this. We don't know who's behind the mask, but we know he can clone himself, and he has learned a bunch of different disciplines, and he reabsorbs back into himself. The more of him he makes, the less like brain power across them, and the less powerful each clone is. But he still has a lot that he could do. He's brilliant, and he's also he could be a massive horde, just a brainless horde to attack, or he could be a coordinated team. He can be all kinds of stuff. I really want to do some cool things.
Under the mask, is he Von Kolma?
No, he is not. He is not. So that's who that is. And then let me go ahead and so make sure to sign up for that because there's going to be a V-Ken Marion cover for the Kickstarter. So even if you're going to back on Fund My Comic, I will make sure that there's extra incentive for people to back the Fund My Comic. You'll have the day one trading card when you back there, and obviously I get more of the money, which if I get more money, you know what that means? That means that you get more books. Now, also on top of that, one of the cool things is, and let me go ahead and pull up the cover. Another cool thing is I will like waive the shipping cost if you back if you're a Fund My Comic backer and you back on a Kickstarter, I will waive that shipping cost, so you don't have to pay it twice. Like I'll pay you back basically the shipping cost if you back both campaigns, so you don't have to pay shipping twice. I'm probably going to lower the shipping cost for issue 3.
Has to be $10, bro.
See, here's the thing, and I learned this: people would rather pay more for the book than pay $10 shipping.
But you just
Like,
answered
it's
your
a
own
psychology.
question.
No, but the thing is, it doesn't matter. You're saying that, but that customers, they're like, I've learned that like through
No, it
Kickstarter.
is like Walmart. So I'm in Walmart now. Shout out. We didn't talk about that, but
Oh yeah,
the shipping is the shipping. You know what I mean? Like it's just the fucking shipping. You know what I mean? Like there's no getting around it unless you're eating it.
yeah.
And the shipping minimum, if you're allowed to ship media, is $6. That's before your Gemini mailer. That's before your bag and boards.
I get it.
Like $10 is actually like still breaking even on it. You know?
Yeah, I know. Listen, I get it, but I just think a lot of people, I'm afraid, aren't willing to pay that. Yeah, I need to figure out how to get into Walmart. I'll have to talk to you about that. At some point.
I closed them at C2E2.
I'm gonna have to talk to you about that at some point. But for now, I'm just focused.
They actually approached me. To be
Oh,
honest.
nice. Oh, awesome.
I'll gladly pat myself on the back.
That's
and
dope.
then where it's the beginning stages of what we're gonna do together. I just wanted to at least release the trade on there. The single issues, the shipping's just so much, it's not worth it. I might do packs, but we might do some special exclusives. It just depends on time frame. But I like my Kickstarter model, and I honestly, my website's doing really well. You know, so like a lot of people just want to get through my website, and I'm actually, instead of doing a second campaign, I have the pre-orders for episode 6 just on my website, and people just keep buying it throughout the week, and it just goes right into my fucking account. You know what I mean? So it's just like, versus like I'm on Fund My Comic to make $200, but I can do $1,000 on my website. Like I'd rather just do 1,000, and I just don't have to tell everyone, hey, I made $1,000 this week. It's like, fuck it, you know. But Walmart was cool. We shipped them out, but I waived the shipping. But the book, I still charge $50. You know, like if you get on the Kickstarter, it's 30. But I see what you mean though. 13 backers, 370. Can we get to $500?
Yeah, we've been at 13
this is
for a
our
while.
first ever noon drop. Me and Vaughn be trying something new. I was like,
Yeah.
Vaughn, please. I was like, give me the Vaughn rub and get me
Yeah.
on the show. And he's like, I'm already rubbing down someone at 2:30, and I'm like,
yeah,
but
well,
I
no,
need to
we'll get
rub
it. Yeah, so, and then I'm also going to be on Film Comics Explained channel behind. He has over 1 million subs, and he invited me on. He liked Phenomenova, which is crazy. So
Nice.
check that out tonight. But anyway, just real quick, want to talk
Million
about Phenomenal.
subs.
Yeah.
You didn't send me the channel.
Film Comic Explained. Let me, everyone, not that he needs my shout out, but I'm going to go ahead and half of you probably already subscribed to him. Film Comics Explained right here. I'm going to go ahead and
let me I'll sub once you're on the channel so he knows, like he gets the note. Phil,
Yeah.
like F-I-L-L or
Film
oh, film.
Comics Explained.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, Phenomenova, you get to meet the team in all of their glory in issue 3.
That's crazy, dude. And did he buy a book or you sent him one for free?
Did he? Well, no, he
How'd he
bought
read
it.
it?
I guess he bought it.
Oh,
I
okay,
didn't
that's
know.
really
Yeah,
cool.
He
really
reached
cool.
out to me first. I didn't reach out to him.
That's crazy. Yeah, something I've been doing. And
Gooch, he's a friend of, I guess Gooch recommended him. Gooch and Zax and some of those other guys recommended me to him. And yeah.
Oh, Gucci Roll?
Yeah.
It's my guy. I'm begging him too. I'm like, let me on your pod Sunday. I'm like, please. My boy be killing it. What is he at, like 25K? The guy had like the fastest growing channel out of everyone we know.
Yeah, no, I know. I remember him and I were the same. I was a little higher than him at one point. He exploded. He told me what to do, and I gotta just, I've been just so busy writing and bouncing
Stop,
back
bro.
and forth.
That's what you have to do. You just can't stop. I do 2 reels a day. I do 2 2 YouTube shorts a day, and I do 2 TikToks every day.
See, I would stop sometimes because I was seeing all the effort I was putting into shorts, and I just wasn't popping off the way I wanted.
Yeah, that's what they want you to do. They want you to give up, Vaughn. But you're not going to give up.
Yeah, that's true.
1,000,000 subs, bro. That's crazy, bro. Hopefully you get you better have a link for them to buy something.
Yeah. My website.
Okay.
My website, and then I'll also have I'll be like, join my email list, subscribe to my channel, all that stuff. But yeah, we're going to be doing, like, I guess you could watch along. I guess how it works is we have an audio commentary of Man of Steel, and you guys can watch it on your own and join us in the fun. But Phenomenova, we got this is
I like that suit way better.
That's not all right. A lot of people are saying this. That is not Galvanite. That is a new character. That's Force.
What?
Yeah.
Why is he not on the cover? Color. Your main character is not on the cover.
Because he's not. Did you read issue 2 yet?
No.
All right. So basically, all right. So how in issue 1 they say like he was found at the reactor, whatever. Well, this is issue 2 kind of follows. We're kind of going back, where they're investigating the reactor. We're flashing back to from the moment Miles was frozen in ice, the team Phenomenova that followed him into the reactor, and the fight they had with the villains.
I hate to be that guy, but you don't think he looks the same?
The other people have said that too. People thought I didn't think so.
You have to change his hair color, bro.
People have said that, but I don't know if it's necessary. I think we need to just.
I literally thought that was Galvanite every time he posted that shit.
If you see them side by side, you'll know.
You know that he's your brother?
No, he's not. They're different.
You love blondies.
All right. He has dirty blonde hair. This is just how I always pictured the character.
Guys, Vaughn's racist. He just wants white blonde guys as his leads.
That's not true. It just happens to be these two in particular. I did consider changing the color, but I think it's not like I'm trying to keep moving forward, and I just want to.
Yeah, I get it. But I'm just saying, like, new reader confused.
Yeah, but then you know what's going to happen? You're going to read the issue and be like, oh, they're different characters, and from that point forward, because. So here's the thing. Cut better.
I'm like, wow, my boy looking nice right now. That's what I thought. I was like, well, my boy ready to fuck some shit up.
See, another thing too is so he has force fields around his hands. So this is Force.
Force field, like he's like the girl from The Incredibles. What's her name?
Hold on.
Violet.
Who's basically like Invisible Woman. I mean,
no, she can do force fields though.
Yeah, I know. Invisible Woman can do force fields too. What the fuck?
Invisible Woman, that cheating bitch. Huh?
She cheated?
Didn't she fuck Namor?
Did she? I don't think
I'm pretty sure she used to fuck Namor. He has a better haircut than Galvanite. I thought so too, Paul. See, John, I'm sorry, bro. And Vaughn, you know me. I retweet everything he posts, but just saying, I thought it was him. And I like the character in the red too. I like him a lot.
Yes. So Thermo's costume glows red when he uses heat, blue when he uses cold, and purple in its neutral state.
See, that's great. All 4 characters are great designs. Like even the villain, great design.
Yeah, Philip killed it. Although this one was the Vivacity was not designed by Philip, was actually designed by Adriana Miller. And these 2 were partially designed by Adriana Miller, who is a different artist who's going to be doing a cover for this issue.
I like it. And is that your interior artist or no?
Yeah. Oh, hold on. I gotta make sure. Actually, that is Philip Cruz is my main artist. Adriana Miller is someone who's you guys have never heard of. She was going to be my original artist.
Who did this cover?
Philip Cruz. This is the same art team. All 3 covers to the same art team.
But he does the interiors too, or no?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm getting I had a different colorist for issue 2, which I think he still did a great job. But yeah, we're changing that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think you should bring it down to 28 pages, but that's just me.
Well, this one I was initially going to be that, and then my editor kept giving me notes, and I kept changing.
Yeah, your
it.
editor wants to get paid.
No, no, he didn't tell me to expand the page count. Actually, he gave me notes for how to enhance the story. He said you don't. He goes, you don't have to add all these pages. Like, yes, I do, because I wanted to have more action. No, this is the grand debut of the team. I want it to be a big issue.
Because this takes place before one.
No,
during
it takes
one.
place. All right, so issue 2, Estrella comes in and scans Miles's memories. Right?
Yeah.
She goes, I need these memories so I could, she absorbs his memories. I need them so I can go back to the reactor and continue the investigation. Issue 3 picks up with her continuing the investigation. She can absorb memories. So it's technically concurrent with issue 2 because it's like, and a little after, but it's like she's using the memories and scanning back to the reactor heist, which coincides with issue 1 and takes place after. So it's like how the Stormbearers got into the reactor, so how they took control of the reactor, what happened, the effects Miles had on the reactor, then from after Miles got frozen to when Phenomenova arrives. It's kind of like we fill in a lot of those gaps before, and then the end of this issue, we're together. 4, we're going to have both groups meet up. Galvanite is going to meet up with Phenomenova, and we're going to continue in the present. So this one is kind of, we're wrapping around. We're figuring out, we're uncovering like a lot of what happened at the reactor and meeting some new characters in the action. So there we go.
Yeah, I'm eventually want to make a character that I can like, that we could do like a giant book with everybody.
All right, there we go.
You know what I mean?
Because
I can't do a project analysis, or Lethal Leopard because I'm in a contract with that one. But I want to. I was thinking about something else, but it's just, I'm just so creative. Hopefully, I really want someone to collab with me on a book that I can give them 50% to, but no one's about it.
Yeah, I noticed that. Like, there's some people even like pay percentage after, because I would love to greenlight a lot.
Like, I could literally, with 2 companies right now, ask me for an IP, and I just have no artist that wants to go 50-50 with me. And I don't feel like telling them, oh, I already have a guarantee, because I don't want them to work with me just because of that. So it's just like, but
yeah.
But like people ask me all the time, and it's like I want to,
Absolutely. No, I get it. All right. So, we finally got to 14. Jeez, that took a while. Time for a reboot. Crisis on Infinite Phenomenova. See, it's not really, because this was all planned. You'll see.
Was it planned?
Yes.
Or are you lying to me?
No, I'm not lying to you. I have the first 8 issues written. I'm making revisions to them while having other plans that I've had forever. And I'm altering those plans to make sure we have the solid start. Right in that.
Oh, Bat Sauce Force is basically the Invisible Woman. Yes?
Different. So he can, inspired a bit, but different. So he can only create force fields around himself. They're indestructible. But the thing is, so like if he makes one around his fist, like we saw right there, and he punches someone, they bounce off, they go flying. If he makes one around his foot, he bounces, he can go flying.
I like it.
So he uses them offensively and defensively. He could use it for mobility. He can use it to like enhance, like he has his force punches, so he can like smash through walls, and all that good stuff.
So yeah, I like it. I like that idea a lot, honestly.
Yeah. No, he was one of the first characters I came up with. Force. In fact, in the first, what was going to be called Lightning Lad movie, it was Force. It was Lightning Lad. His friend was going to be actually one of the characters who was his friend from issue 1 was initially going to be Force, but I decided to merge Force with a different character and make him a leader. But the kid with the glasses, Patrick, that kid was originally Force in an earlier drafts, and I split them into 2 different characters.
I like Force. I'm gonna steal that shit.
Yeah, no, you're not. But yeah, that was I came up with that when I was in like 3rd grade or 2nd grade.
No, I like the fists. That's cool.
Yeah.
No, I think I am. No, I'm just kidding. That's
Better
cool.
credit
That's
me.
good, though. I don't think
Better
anyone
credit
has
me.
that.
No, I know. No one really did. And I came up with that when I was a kid. I didn't even think about it. I just
Like put it on his fucking knee and just flying knee someone.
Yeah, exactly. Or he could take someone to kick, like force kick to cut someone.
I like it.
Flying.
I like it a lot. I like it a lot. He just needs a black strain of hair in his hair, so I know he's a different character.
He's buff. Although if Galvanite gets buff,
Galvanite's buff too, though.
Galvanite is going to have to keep the long hair.
He's going to bench press a lot. He's going to be working out, isn't he? Isn't he starting to work out now? Like the great Von Coleman?
Yeah, I've been working out, yeah.
I know you have. I lost 15 pounds since I saw you. Running. I have a character that has a force field powers. Damn.
Nice. You won't be like mine.
Yeah, I was thinking I like energy powers. Energy powers are my favorite.
Well, then you'll like another. So let's see. Vivacity, the red girl. She could blast with energy. She can also use energy blast to propel herself off surfaces. She can fly. She can absorb energy blasts. She can use laser eyes too. I
like it.
Yeah, so Vivacity is cool too. All my characters I'm really proud of. And some of the ones like earlier ones I came up with, I'm like shelving and putting actually some later ones that I like more are going to come earlier. So like we're going to see, these are going to be the main members of the team. We're going to be 5 members of the team. So it's Galvanite who's joining and then the 4 on that cover. But then after the first storyline, we're going to see new characters, new villains, you name it. I have tons of ideas. I want it to be a lot of characters. Yeah.
So I'm definitely looking forward to it. I think it looks awesome. I think the art looks good. Clearly, it's getting better with the issues.
Oh, yeah.
And then when do you plan on releasing it?
So that's the thing. We haven't started interiors. This is the most behind I've been because my artist has just been so busy. So I'm planning on launching the campaign earlier in the campaign just so I can crowdfund it. And then my hope is to get like as many backers right away and run a shorter campaign. And then from there, do whatever I need to do. Like from there, basically, I just need to print as many. Let's see. Yeah. Well, I'm trying to think because I might cut down my print numbers just so I can get on to the next issue faster. We'll see. But yeah, I think I'm obsessing about because I'm like, I have to print a certain amount, but if I'm doing digital, it really doesn't matter, right? Like the quantity.
I print 1,000.
Yeah, I want to print at least 1,000.
Yeah. I and then if I do 100, then we do update it, then I do another 100. It just depends. It just depends on what it is. And then of course the exclusives are just whatever I fucking print them for. And then but yeah, 1,000. It just makes sense. But the trades are those are my favorite, bro. Look at these.
No, he just has blonde hair. He doesn't look anything like me. Or so I made it, and I guess I'll make it clear in the interiors. Like I might like make it more obvious that, but yeah, they're different, 2 different characters. And Galvanite will also have a different costume by the end. Force's costume is like an evolved version of the generic training uniform for Phenomenova. Because initially I was against the training uniform being white for that reason. And then Estrella was also originally not going to have a white costume. So now we have 3 white costumes. Not my intention, but they all looked cool. So I was like, whatever. But Galvanite's costume will change. Force and Estrella will remain with white, though. But yeah, let's see. So what do you think? Should we keep going or should we call it for now?
It's up to you. I'm good if you are. If you want to stay, I'm staying.
Yeah, no, let's call it for now.
Yeah.
You do your rounds, make your shorts, because I have some other stuff I got to get to. I got 2 more streams to do.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. This
honestly, talking to you,
2 back-to-back campaigns launching with my boy.
Oh yeah, we'll keep doing it, man. And also, this inspired me because now you keep the way you're talking about my creative process. I'm like, I want to write something now. So I don't know if I'll have time, but I got to eat before my next stream. And
Yeah, eat.
all right,
Yeah,
thank you so
text me
much.
when you're
Back
gonna
to
do
this
that
book.
stream, and I'll make sure I comment that. I'll start glazing you in the comment section, so you know. It's
All
like,
right,
wow,
sounds
that
good.
must
And
be
I'll shout
popping.
you out on there. I'll be like, oh,
You don't have to do that, but I'll be like, wow, it's the best comment.
yeah, but make sure to do
Yeah,
that.
and they'll be like, wow, it is, and then other people will start doing the same thing, and that's how we get them.
Yeah.
All right. Appreciate it,
guys.
everyone. Yo, make sure you back fucking Voltage and Imperium one shot.
Yes, do it.
28 interior pages. We have an exclusive for day one backers. If you're one of the lucky 20, buy a physical, and I'll drop that one in there for you. And 20 of you lucky guys will get a free $25 book because you're fucking awesome, and I love all you.
Oh yeah. See you guys. Peace out. And I'll let Wendigoon take the outro.